Welcome to Technology Integration for PA Educators, Engaging with Technology Part 1. In this module, we're going to look at technology that you've seen in the classroom. We're going to cover things like Ink2Go, the annotating software, and the document camera. After the completion of this module, learners will be able to identify and demonstrate the key functions of the annotating software Ink2Go. Learners will also be able to identify and explain the key elements of the Elmo document camera. There will be two key pieces of terminology that will be used in this module. That will be Ink2Go, which is a software found on the Wacom screen of the lectern in the classroom. It's used for annotating on content during instruction, as well as the document camera, which is a hardware used to display an object or image to a large audience. Let's take a look at the document camera and all of its functions, as well as some ways that it has been used and some ways that it can be used in the future. There are many buttons on the document camera. The first is the zoom, the second is the light, the third is the area where the lens is that produces the picture, and the bottom is all of your controls. So here's a close-up of our controls. We have the power button, we have our document camera button that needs to be lit up, as well as the brighten or darken, similar to that on your computer screen. The document camera can be used for skill demonstration. In this image here, we have Jenny, one of our PA faculty, demonstrating a breast exam to students from St. George to Salt Lake using the document camera. The following video is a clip of her actually demonstrating this skill. This is an image of one of our adjunct faculty coming in and teaching a derm procedure to our students using the technology and the document camera. So he's teaching from Salt Lake to St. George. The next video is a full clip of him in the procedure that he's completing underneath the document camera.
Now, right? Now these needles are tiny, right? So what I like to do, you guys see my needle on my syringe here. I like to turn the bevel away from me, right? So the bevel is now away from me, and I take my finger and I bend the needle towards me at about a 30-degree angle. Maybe a little more than 30 degrees, that's not much. So that's bevel away, bend back towards me, and then my needle's bent like just a little bit.
The next way that you can use the document camera is for displaying and manipulating items. So for this example, we're going to look at how one of our classes demonstrated visualizing alcohol serving sizes using items that you would find in your household. One thing that seems to be a struggle is that instructors aren't sure how to flip-flop between their computer and their document camera. This is a big question that I get. How do I get the document camera to display on the screens in the classroom? Well, I'm going to walk you through the next 3 steps, and don't forget your facilitator is there for help as well. There are 3 steps to switching your document camera so that your content is presenting on the screens in both classrooms. Step 1 is ensuring that the document camera is powered on. Your power button should be highlighted in blue when it is on and red if it is off. Step 2 is to change the input on the Crestron. Remember, your Crestron is underneath your table of your lectern. Oftentimes it gets bumped during class, but when you're wanting to use your document camera, you're wanting to intentionally change the input on that. When you look at the Crestron, you'll see different numbers with green lights. One green light shows PWR, that means power, that means it's on. Number 1 and number 2 mean different things. Number 1 means the document camera is being shared on the TV screens. Number 2 means the lectern is being shared on the TV screens. You want to ensure that whichever tool you're using has a green light above it or below it to ensure that that is what is being shared on the screens. Step 3 is making adjustments on the camera as needed. If you need to adjust the brightness, or you need to zoom in or zoom out or turn the light on or off, make those adjustments so that students can see what you're trying to show on the screens. Next, we're going to look at Ink2Go, the annotating software that's available to all instructors in the IVC classroom. Here's a quick video of all the icons available to you for Ink2Go. All your tools are on the right-hand side. We have a pen that allows you to write. Markers are kind of like your whiteboard markers. We have a highlighter, so that allows you to highlight over text but still see the text behind it. The next is our adding text bar, so you can actually type in words. So UPAP rocks. Next is to add a shape, so you can use this to add circles or squares. You can also change the color. You can also use it to create arrows on your content. This is really helpful for pointing at things so that the distant sight can also see versus just using that tiny little cursor, which can be hard to follow. Next is our eraser. So this is for erasing small things. You can see that it's erasing small lines. If I want to clear my entire page, I want to hit this squeegee. Now, if anybody ever wants a whiteboard, there is the option. This will allow you to write on a fully complete whiteboard and then click back to your main page. So no matter where you are, you can flip between a PowerPoint and a whiteboard, a browser and a whiteboard. But make sure you're hitting that cursor if you're wanting to click on any of the icons below or navigate away from Ink2Go. These are a few ideas and ways that you can use Ink2Go. You can use them for discussions and taking notes to understand what students know initially so that they can all see the content that is being provided by the students and their peers. Drawing attention to certain spots on an X-ray or other images. You can draw a diagram, or you can show students how to work through equations using Ink2Go.